as early as 1971. It's been in business. Milestones have been reached in efforts to ensure that is reached, especially in reduction, and also ensuring that the business models that are rolled out are sustainable. Sustainable meaning they are considerate of the environment, and of course, in light of the climate crisis across the globe, any company, be it corporate or industrial, that is involved in business that involves the use of energy must pay attention to sustainability. This morning we are joined by the corporate communication manager at Total Energies, Anita Kayongo, to help us understand what this action sustainability campaign is all about in as far as the rollout is concerned. A very warm welcome, Miss Anita Kayongo.
Thank you very much, Chris, and good morning to you, all the viewers.
You're most welcome to the program. What is the action for sustainability campaign that Total Energies is rolling out? Within that, you could also tell us more about exactly what Total Energies is.
Thank you so much. So Action for Sustainability is a campaign that Total Energies EP Uganda has commissioned, and through this campaign we wish to share our several actions and initiatives that we are undertaking to ensure that we develop Uganda's oil resources sustainably. You may wonder why not, I mean why now, sorry. Yeah. The target for Uganda's oil is 2025, and ours through this campaign is to reiterate our commitment to developing these resources in a manner that is transparent, and we are going to do this basing on international best practices and of course in adherence to the local regulations. So during this campaign we will be revealing our various actions on environment, biodiversity, societal and human rights.
Okay. Now, this overall campaign comes at a very precarious moment. We've had in the last few months a campaign that seeks to bring to a halt one of the biggest projects that Total Energies is involved in, that is the construction of the pipeline. Some are saying a message that perhaps could have come out a little earlier than now, are asking the question, why now?
I mean, for us, issues of climate change, issues of sustainable development have always been an ongoing concern, right from the start of our operations and elsewhere where we operate as Total Energies. Total Energies EP Uganda is part of Total Energies company, a global company headquartered in France, but with affiliates in over 130 countries. And for us, and the reason why Total transformed to Total Energies, it was just to show our willingness, our dedication to the recognition of the climate energy challenges, and our willingness to, you know, to do whatever we can within our power to make sure that we are not contributing to this challenge. And that's sort of the transformation, to the transition of our operations from just the traditional energy resources to now renewable resources and cleaner energy. So specifically to Uganda, you will find that right from the design of the facilities that are being built right now to develop the resources, consideration has been taken in. We've taken consideration of the climate change challenges, and therefore you'll find that for our operations there will be zero flaring, and while undertaking our operations, we will ensure that we are using power from the grid. That way we avoid the use of gas, but also we will turn this gas into LPG, and we are hoping that with the working with the different government stakeholders, we will be able to encourage the use of this LPG, which will be cleaner energy, affordable to the local population. What does this mean? It means that whereas there is a big population of Ugandans that are currently still, you know, undertaking deforestation to, you know, to get charcoal to cook. That's right. This LPG will enable the affordability of cleaner energy for an ordinary Ugandan, and hence that will be our contribution to the lessening of climate change contributions through the ordinary person.
All right, there have been several concerns, especially from environmentalists, with regard to the biodiversity challenges, especially that national parks do face in light of the IAPCO project, especially Murchison Falls National Park. The flaring you talk about that won't be conducted, we do not know what guarantees have been made that it actually won't happen, because many times there are areas across the globe where flaring has been explicitly stated that it won't happen, but then it continues to happen, sometimes illegally, sometimes within the legal framework. That means either there is a possibility that it could impact the community and of course the biodiversity within these areas. Could you just take us, is it a collaboration with the stakeholders led by government that has come up with what should be a very direct mode of operation to ensure that no actions slip out into illegality?
For Total Energies, for us, it's part of the energy transition. You know, the decision, the policy to have zero flaring during our operations. But maybe a small correction I need to make there is that it's not the ECOP in the EACOP in the national park. True, sure. We have. Thank you very much. We have some of Uganda's oil resources in the national park, and those resources will be developed by Total Energies EP Uganda through what we call the Telenga project. The Telenga project is part of the upstream projects for Uganda, and the others include Kingfisher. So these two projects will bring to light the development of about 230,000 barrels of oil per day for Uganda once we start producing. And to answer your question on the measures that have been taken and whether it's a decision that has been made by other people other than us, I would say it's a collaboration. We've had individual initiatives as Total Energies EP Uganda. For example, when we started operations, there were various studies that were required to be able to guide how we are going to operate in the park, and some of them were not existent. So working together with the Uganda Wildlife Authority, we were able to conduct baseline studies, and these studies are critical in guiding how you undertake your operations, where you undertake them, when you undertake them, because it's very important that you avoid peak seasons. For example, you avoid sensitive areas like the Ramsar, and you also are able to, we also undertook studies on the ranging behavior of the animals, so you know when is the, when do they move, and when do they return. That way you avoid your operations during those times. That's right. And then part of the other initiative is that Total Energies made a conscious decision not to have major project infrastructure in the park. So for example, the central processing facility was moved down to the south of Bulisa, and that is partly to make sure that we have less impact on the environment. The other would be that the remaining facilities will only cover 0.05% of the entire Murchison Falls surface, and that is an initiative taken on the side of Total. Now, on the collaborative side, we work very closely with the Uganda Wildlife Authority to ensure that the business in the park is ongoing and in a better state. Actually, ours is a desire to see the park prosper, be in a better state than we found it. So among the things we've worked with the Uganda Wildlife Authority is to support the capacity training of the rangers to help on the mitigation of the poaching. We are together again with the authority, with the Wildlife Authority and communities. We are developing some initiatives for the surrounding community so that there is less dependence on the park through poaching and grazing. That way, when they have diversified livelihoods outside the dependence on the park continues to thrive. Other initiatives that we're working on together include the the enhancement of the wetlands, sustainable use of the wetlands by the communities around the park.
That's right.
So that, Chris, is among the things that we are doing as Total Energies, but also collaboratively with a number of partners, to include conservation partners like Eco Trust and WCS, who are working with us, who are helping us be able to undertake conservation initiatives like planting trees. We are planting over 100,000 trees over plenty of hectares.
All right.
Yeah.
So for how long will this particular action for sustainability campaign roll, to the point where a disengagement is done and then whatever has been going on continues?
Well, this Action for Sustainability campaign is an awareness campaign.
Yep.
It does not bear any impact on the operations. The operations are still ongoing. As you may be aware, first oil is targeted for 2025. So a lot of work is ongoing as we speak. The first rig for the Tilenga project has been delivered, same as that of Kingfisher, and a lot of infrastructure is being implemented. Compensation is at over 90% by the first quarter of 2023. We hope that all the people directly affected by the project should be compensated, and all primary residents should be resettled and resettled properly. So I think something that is eminent for me to mention is our commitment to ensuring that actually the people affected by the project also see an improvement in their livelihoods. For example, for us, what we mean by action for sustainability is being able to work with the project affected people to ensure that they are aware of their rights, to ensure that we are respecting their human rights, and when it comes to compensation, that is a fair compensation. They are engaged in the process for compensation. There are grievance mechanisms where they are able to come and interact with us if there are issues that have to be resolved, and we resolve them. And additionally, when it comes to resettling them, we have transformed their lives. When you look, Chris, at the, for example, for the primary residents, the houses that we were staying in before, grass thatched houses, and where we've moved them. I don't know whether you've had a chance to look at some of our
I've seen some of the
testimonials.
pictures, and testimonies, including some of that information as shared periodically.
Yes.
Yes, I should pay a little more attention to the details so that I can figure out whether actually what you say is exactly what it is and stuff like that.
Actually, that is the reason why we had to do this campaign, because these operations are going on 400 kilometers from where most of us are. And therefore, we, through this campaign, are going to be showcasing the real people in the project, testimonials of people who have undergone through the entire process with us. And they will be speaking, because we have spoken, we have put out all this literature, but I think it's better when it's someone else that, I mean, the beneficiary themselves that speaks.
All right. So Anita Kayongo, the Corporate Communications Manager at Total Energies, many thanks for the insight and the perspective on the Action Sustainability campaign that you are rolling out. That will do it for our Tech Note. But before we go, happy birthday, Mr. Aziz Azioni. I hope rather I pronounced that Azioni. Well, one of the finest guitarists. Happy birthday. Greetings from Mr. Farouk. He's wishing you all the best. And of course, the destiny of life shall be as glittering as the stars and the galaxies. On behalf of my colleague, Priscilla Regina Naloga, and of course, on behalf of the team behind the scenes that ensures that the programming here is smooth, many thanks. It's been a pleasure having your company. We shall see you tomorrow.